disapprovingly, when they saw me. It was the first time I have worn African clothes since my arrival in Tini. Dastic Gambia, and evidently,
Mhm.
evidently, they were not impressed. They adjusted my head tie and pulled my lapa, the ankle length fabric I have wrapped around myself. Even tighter. You're too thin. One of them pronounced it's not good. Their nicknamed me chicken hips. I marveled at this accolade, for I had never been called thin in my life. I was something I longed for. I would have been flattered if those amblisome women hadn't looked so distressed. It was obvious. I felt sure of their ideal of beauty. I had dressed up for a very special occasion, the baptism of a son. The women wiped rice into tin basins, the size of laundry tubs, chopping it into mounds with their hands. 5 of us sat around one basin, thrusting our fingers into a scalding food. These women
These
ate
women.
with these women these women ate with such relish, such joy. Such joy. They press the rice into. Excuse me. They press the rice into balls in their feet, squeezing until the bright red palm oil ran down their forearms and dripped off their elbows. A lot of vocabulary unknown.
But
Okay,
I lost what you're reading. Like, with such relish, such joy. Ah, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, my bad. Don't worry. My bad.
Don't worry. Is the first part of the
Yes.
second.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the press, the rice. I tried this desperately, but I couldn't not eat enough to please them. It was hard for me to explain that I come from a culture in which it was almost unseemly for a woman.
Unseemly. Mm-hmm.
Unseemly for a woman to eat too heartily.
Heartily. Mm-hmm.
It was considered un, unattractivo. It was even harder to explain that to me things is beautiful. And in my country, we deny ourselves food in pursuit of perfect pursuit of perfect slenderness. That night, everyone danced to welcome the baby. Women swiveled.
Women, yes.
Women swiveled their broad hips and used their hands to emphasize the roundness of their bodies. One needed to be round and wide to make the dance beautiful. There was no place for teenage hair. It made people sad. It reminded them of teen. reminded that of things they wanted to forget, such as poverty, drought, and starvation. You never knew when the rice was going to run out. I began to believe that Africans' image of the perfect female's body was far more realistic than the long-legged leanness I had been conditioned to admire. There, it is beautiful, not shameful, to carry weight on the hips and thighs, to have the round stomach and heavy, swinging breasts. Women don't know battle the bulgy. They celebrate it. Bulge. They celebrate it. A body is not something to be tamed and molded.
Very well. Thank you very much, Claudia.
Okay.
Lorena, can you continue, please?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Loud and clear.
Okay. The friend who had christened me chicken fists made it their mission to fatten me up. It wasn't long before a diet of rice and rich, oily stew twice a day began to chain me. Every month, the woman would take a stick and measure my backside.
Women.
Women would take a stick and measure my backside. Nothing with pleasure is gradual expansion. Oh, Catherine, your buttocks are getting nice now, they would say. What was extraordinary was that I, too, believed I was becoming beautiful. There was no sense of panic, no shame, no guilt-ridden resolve to go on the miracle grape and water diet. One day, I tied my lapa.
Yes, lapa.
Lapa tied across my hips and went to the market to buy beer for a wedding. I carried the crate of bottle home on my head, swinging my hips slowly as I walked. I felt transformed. In Gambia, people don't use words such as cheating, naughty, or guilty when they talk about eating. The language of sin is not applied to food. Fat is desirable. It holds beneficial meanings of abundance, fertility, and health. My perception of beauty altered as my body did. The European tourists on the beach began to look strained and skeletal rather than slim.
European.
Sorry?
The European tourist.
The European tourists on the beach began to look strange and skeletal rather than slim. They had no hips. They seemed devoid of shape and substance. Women I once would have envied appeared fragile and even ugly.
Okay, wait.
The
Women I once would have envied appeared fragile and even ugly.
Okay, women I once would have envied appeared fragile and even ugly. The ideas they represent no longer made sense. After a year, I came home.
Came.
I came home.
Mhm.
I preached my new way to seeing to anyone who would listen. I wanted to cling to the liberating belief that losing weight had nothing to do with self-love. One moment. Okay. Family members kindly start suggesting that I might look and feel better if I slim down a little. They encouraged me to join an exercise club. I wandered around the malls in a dislocated daze. I felt uncomfortable, tried on clothes that hung so eloquently on the mannequins. I began hearing all voices inside my head. Plate makes you look fat. You're too short for that style. Vertical stripes are more slimming.
Slimming.
Wear black. Slimming. Wear black. I joined the club just a few weeks after I had worn a lapa and scoop up rice with my hands. I was climbing into pink leotards and aerobics shoes.
Climbing.
Climbing, okay. The instructor taught me that I had to set fitness goals and waiting after my workout. There were mirrors on the walls and I could see women watching themselves. I sensed that even the loveliest among them felt they were somehow flawed. As the aerobics instructor worked out commands for arm lifts and left lifts, I pictured Gambian women pounding millets and dancing in a circle with their arm raised high. I do not mean to romanticize their rock hard life, but we were hardly to be envied as we ran like fools between between two walls to the tiresome beats of synthesized music.
Very well. Thank you very much. Alejandra, can you continue, please? Alejandra.
Hola, hola.
Yes.
Sorry.
Perfect.
I read alone. Okay, continue. We were a room full of women striving to reshape ourselves into some kind of pubertal ideal. I reverted to my natural stage, one of
yearning to be slimmer and more slimmer and more fit that I was. My freedom had been temporary home. The where fat is feared and despised. It was time to exert control over my body and my life. I dreaded the thought of,
I dreaded.
I dreaded the thought of people saying she's let herself go. If it returns to Africa, I am sure the women will shake their heads in
bewildered,
dismay, with bewildered, dismay. Even now, I sometimes catch my reflection in a window, and their voices come back to me. Yo, chicken's hips.
Yo, chicken hips. I like that. Very well. So this is the end of this story. Now, Alejandra, you may continue with the mice. Or no, sorry. Can you read fear?
Fear? Okay. Is it 5 stories? No.
From 5 stories, you see that you have the mice, the outing, out behavior, fear.
Fear, yeah. Okay. Nearly, yeah. Every morning, a certain woman in our community comes running out of her house with her face white and her overcoat flapping
wildly.
She cries wildly. She cries out, emergency, and holds her until her fears are calm. We know she is making it up. Nothing has really happened to her. But we understand because there is hardly one of us. One of us who has not been moved at some time to do just that. What she has done, and every time it has taken all our strength, and even the strength of our friends or lost things.
Okay, wait.
There are lost, but also not. Okay.
Wait. Tomorrow you are going to read this again, okay? So can you practice it a little, please?
Yes.
Very well.
Perfect.
Adriana, can you continue with the mice, please?
Okay. Okay, the mice. The mice. Mice live in our walls, but do not trouble our kitchen. We are pleased but can't understand why they do not come into our kitchen, where we have trapped sets as they come into the kitchens of our neighbors.
Although we are pleased, we are also upset because the mice behave as though there were something wrong with our kitchen. What makes this every more puzzling is that our house is much less tidy than the houses of our neighbors. There is more food lying about in our kitchen, more crumbs on the counters, and 50 scraps of onion quicket against the base of the cabinets. In fact, there is so much loose food in the kitchen, I can only think the mice themselves are defeated
Defeated.
by defeat,
Defeated.
by it, defeated by it. In a tidy kitchen,
Tidy.
it is a tidy. In a tidy kitchen, it is a challenge for them to find enough food night after night to survive until spring. They patiently hunt and nibble hour after hour until they are satisfied. In our kitchen, however, they are faced with something so out of proportion to their experience that they can't deal with it. They might venture out. They might venture out a few steps, but soon the overwhelming
Overwhelming. Sights.
overwhelming sight and smells drive them back into their holes, uncomfortable and embarrassed at not being able to scavenge as they should.
Very well. Read the next one too.
Doubting
Mm-hmm.
an outburst of anger near the road, a refusal to speak on the path, a silence in the pine woods, a silence across the old railroad bridge, an attempt to be friendly in the water, a refusal to end the argument on the flat stones, a cry of anger on the step bank of dirt, a weeping among the bushes.
Very well. Thank you very much, Adriana. Sonia, can you read odd behavior, please?
Okay. Let's see. Odd behavior. You see how circumstances are to play. I am not really an odd person if I put more and more small pieces of shredded Kleenex in my ear, and tie and scrap around my head. When I leave it alone, I had all the silence I needed.
Very good. And lost things?
Lost things. They are lost, but also not lost, but somewhere in the world. Both of them are small. Throw two are larger, one a cat and one a dog. Of the small thing, one is a certain ring, one a certain button. They are lost from me and where I am, but they are also not gone. They are somewhere else, and they are there to someone else. It may be, but if not, they're so there to someone else. The ring is still not lost to itself, but there. Only not where I am. And the button too, there still, only know where I am.
Very well. Tomorrow you are going to read the same two stories,
Okay.
okay? Very well.
Okay.
I
Okay.
am going to read the next one. This is from the British Council. If I remember correctly, this is a B2 kind of reading. I am just going to read the beginning of it so that we can have an idea. Building trust. Successful business requires collaboration and teamwork. For team relationships to work well, we need high levels of trust. But how we build trust can differ from person to person, culture to culture. Becoming aware of this can help us see how to improve trust with the people we work with. When Valeria first met her international clients, she tried to bond with them by telling them about her family and her parenting style. She showed them photos of her child on her phone. Her clients felt that her behavior was unprofessional and that it was difficult for them to trust her. During a team building exercise, employees at a British firm were asked to share some personal facts. Kelly wanted to make a good impression on her new colleagues. She talked about how she was the top student of her year at high school and how she won a scholarship to university. The following day, her colleagues spoke to each other about the uncomfortable they felt about her boasting. On the first day of a course, trainer David aimed to reassure his new trainees that they were in good hands. He talked enthusiastically about the big corporation he had previously worked and the famous clients he had trained. He mentioned the good feedback he received and showed the results he was able to provide for his clients. The participants on the training course found this information boring and irrelevant. They wanted him to begin the training and not to waste time talking about his previous achievements. Very good. I'm going to leave it here, and tomorrow we follow with the reading. Thank you very much, guys, for being here today.
Thank you.
And see you tomorrow. Remember to practice the two girls who I left homework.
Okay. Thank you.
Teacher, I
Yeah,
promise.
very good. Have a nice night. Bye bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.